Hey guys, welcome back again. Are you guys excited about JumpStart Monday? Listen, I'm excited about it. I'm always happy to be in this space with you all where I have an opportunity to share with you all some tips, some tools, sometimes some bullet points that you can take with you so that you can continue to grow in a space where you're becoming the best version of yourself. So I want to remind you, go ahead and bring somebody into the space. Like, tag, share, comment, and don't forget, if there's something that you want us to talk about for JumpStart, put it in the comments and we're happy to try to accommodate that particular request. So today we're going to be talking about building great relationships. I didn't say relationships, I said building great relationships. Did y'all see that adjective right there? We're talking about great relationships. So I want us to remember this. Everybody needs somebody. I say that because I just believe that people are meant to be with people. When we go back to the book of Genesis, God said it's not good for man to be alone. When we begin to think about even throughout the Bible, you don't find many people that were just loners. They either had an armor bearer or they had somebody they could talk to. It was just good to have someone else because you need somebody to laugh with. You need somebody to cry with. You need somebody to help pick you up should you fall. Even going to a movie, I can go by myself. But how much more interesting and fun is it when I have somebody that I can share those moments with? When I say, girl, did you see that? Oh, God, man, was that a trip? It's just a lot more interesting in life. And then it's wonderful just to have somebody that kind of just holds your hand or walks with you on this journey called life. So we want to make sure that we're building great relationships. I thought about Facebook when I was thinking about and preparing this particular lesson. And some of the posts that I've seen, and the essence of it have been things like this. I thought they really loved me, but they showed me. Or something like, I supported them and I was there for them, but they weren't there for me. That was the essence of it. You know, people will they'll talk about things like, man, I had their back. I was pushing for them and pulling for them. And then when I needed the reciprocity, they got ghosted. I've seen those kind of posts. But what I need you to understand, sometimes those are not the great relationships that you need to have in your life. Those are the kind of relationships that are really one-sided. So I want to talk to us about how we can take responsibility for building great relationships. The burden is not on the other person. The onus is on us. So how can we build great relationships? Let's start with number one. Number one is you have to be genuinely interested in other people. Genuinely interested. You need to ask not only about them, but perhaps ask some things about their family. You don't have to get super nosy or anything because remember, you're building a relationship. But I'm saying you want to know some things about them. Listen to them talk about themselves. Y'all know people like to talk about themselves anyway, right? We all do. We like to talk about ourselves. But this is how you begin to build those great relationships. So number one, again, be genuinely interested in the other person. Number two, now this is a big one for me. Learn people's names. Learn people's names. I mean their government name. Don't just know them by a nickname. And the reason that I say that is because names are important. It simply identifies who that person is. It says this is a distinguished or a particular person. Names are important. So don't just know them by, I don't know, Boothang. What's the real name? So know their name. That's number two. Number three is this. Be a great listener. This can be challenging because we like to talk about ourselves. Let me just say that, right? So it's hard sometimes to listen because we're prompting ourselves because we've been trained that way to prepare our next response, to prepare our next answer, or, I need to say this, I need to say that. But when we don't listen as we're building great relationships, we miss out on the things that weren't said. Because part of listening is also watching, paying attention to the body language. and hearing again what they did not say because they gave you a portion of a sentence, or their voice dropped really low, or it got high pitched, or they got quiet for a moment. We have to be great listeners so we can really hear, because we're building a relationship. That's going to help us to get to know the person a whole lot better if we become great listeners. Okay, that's important. So number 4 is this. This is what we talked about on Facebook. Show up and support that person. This is about building great relationships. Now, I had a pastor that used to tell me this: if you can't go, Lisa, send go. Sometimes you can't always be there, but you can send a text. You can send some flowers. Maybe you can send a cash app. Maybe you can send somebody else in your place, but give that person support if you can't be there. That is important in building great relationships, because if you're always talking about, I'm gonna come, I'm gonna support, and you don't, you're not building a great relationship, because people want to see you. They want to be in relationship with you. So give support. The next thing is, let me go back. With the give support, also do this. Clap for them, cheer for them. When they're on a mission for something, baby, give them support that way as well. That's really important. People love to have someone to cheer for them. I don't know anybody that doesn't want somebody to say, you did good, I'm proud of you, keep going. I don't know anybody that does not want that, even if they're super successful. Everybody wants that reaffirmation that they're doing a good job. So clap for them. Number 5, this is important. When you're getting all this information and you're doing all these things on that side, you have to also be willing to share about you. Building a relationship is a two-way street. So you have to be willing to go a little bit below the surface. You can't be the person, you just got my name and that's it. No. The same kind of things that you did in listening in onto them, finding out who their family members are, finding out their likes, their loves, the things that are challenging to them, you have to be willing to share that as well. I'm talking about how you build great relationships, not one-sided relationships, great relationships. So I think that's super important. And number 6, be honest, but be tactful. So that means in your relationship with them, don't let it be one where it's built upon lies. Be honest with them, be truthful with them, but again, be kind in your delivery of whatever it is you need to say to them, because we want to continue to build great relationship where they can trust you, because that's a part of building a great relationship. So I'm hopeful that these tips that I've given for building a great relationship will be something that you can take and you can apply and continue to have good things to happen in your life, because when you have great relationships, it's one of those things that helps you to be a better person, because it's a great relationship. Listen, this is your girl Lisa B. I am the Life Changer, and this is another edition of JumpStart Monday. See you next time.